What's up, Mel? So I am in your MyFitnessPal on 5/27/2021, and I am creating your plan. As stated, I want to start you off with fortaging just to get your day started. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to get in your next meal, which would be then a protein shake. So this protein shake, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to put in here Magnum Quattro, because this is seriously, my very favorite and most recommended protein source that is whey protein. Of course, I have three others that you can actually find in the supplement guide that I have sent you before. But Magnum Quattro is my favorite, so I'm going to put that down because it is a whopping 30 grams of protein and it's GMP certified. Next, we're going to put in here your fruit. So I'm just going to put in some light fruit in this. And what we can do is we can have a banana, because I'm looking at your Foods I Love form right now. It's easier to find banana by putting in organic banana. And what you're going to do is you're looking for something with grams right next to the description. So as you can see there at the second one from the top, it says banana organic generic 100 grams. I'm going to click that because that means that I can manipulate that 100, make it 1, and then make the number of servings the actual weight of the banana. Scroll down, make sure that that calcium, iron, potassium, vitamin A, and C is listed when applicable, which it looks like it is. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to change this to 1, and we are going to make this 100 actually. So 100 grams of the banana. Again, as long as you have the proper weight here for the banana, you are good to go, which is 100, because that is going to equate to the level of nutrients that you are getting into your body. Okay, now this is going to be a blender meal. Okay, so we're going to blend the protein powder, the banana, and in that we're going to have spinach. This is actually creating my power protein shake. So we're going to actually do baby spinach, because baby spinach is higher in potassium, iron, and calcium than would be regular spinach. So I'm going to click the one at the top. As you can see, I can manipulate the grams again, make it 1 gram, and then make the number of servings the actual weight of the spinach that we truly want, which I'm going to put in here 30 grams. As you can see, it has 9.6 calcium, iron 18%, potassium 564, and on down the line for vitamin A and C. Put that in there. And then the next thing that we're going to also have here is we're going to put some berries in here. So berries. All right, looks like you have blueberries, strawberries, and blueberries on autopilot here. In your form, you have strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, bananas, mango, and pineapple. So let's go ahead and let's choose strawberry. So I'm going to put in here organic strawberries. Boom. And what we got here is we're just going to find one with the grams listed. And I'm going to choose the organic strawberries Driscoll's 1 cup. Next to it, you see 144 grams. That means I can manipulate grams. We're going to turn it to 1 gram. And then the number of servings is going to be the actual weight of the food. We're going to make that 100. And boom, there you go. Now we just have to make sure that the strawberries list what we need, which is the potassium. It does not list potassium, although it does list vitamin C, iron, and calcium. That's not enough. I need my potassium listed. So I'm going to erase that, and I'm going to find organic strawberries that actually have the potassium listed. Let's try the Foxy one. Organic strawberries Foxy 1 cup, 144 grams. Scroll down. Nope. Doesn't have that listed either. Gosh, these guys suck. Strawberries fresh organic. Yeah, let's try that. Nope. Try this one. Nope. And remember, you never have to do this portion again. because as soon as you've done it once, MyFitnessPal remembers what you have chosen forever. Okay, this one has the calcium, iron, potassium, and vitamin C listed, just not the vitamin A. Okay. I'm going to hold on to that one. Weight Rose. Okay, Weight Rose. What about this one here? Nope. Booyah. It has all of them listed. Yes. So let's go ahead. We'll throw that one in there. It's only 30 calories. Okay. And now we're almost done with our super shake. The next thing that we're going to do, super or power shake, whatever you want to call it. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put in a fat in here. And that is going to balance out the entire drink, and it's going to be very, very filling. You could put walnuts in here. You could put chia seeds in here, or you could put like some kind of a nut butter in here, like almond butter or peanut butter. I'm going to go ahead and put walnuts because that's technically how I make this shake. Okay, looks like you've had walnuts before in here. Great. The reason why walnuts, they just blend really freaking easily. We're gonna put in some grams here. Just have to make sure the proper stuff is listed, just like everything else that I've been doing here so far. Yep, that looks pretty decent there. So I'm gonna change the number of servings to the actual weight of the nuts that I want to put in here, and we are gonna do. Let's do 20 grams. Yes, perfect. Okay, and then that would form a super shake. The next thing that's going to happen here is the almond milk. And you have to make sure that it is unsweetened. With that being said, we're going to change the 6 to a 1 ounce. And we're going to make this 8 fluid ounces. Boom. So that's the super shake. You got the protein at the top. The banana is the foundation, and the spinach is the foundation. Then you add a berry, which we chose strawberries. Then you add a nut or a nut butter, or you can add seeds. We chose walnuts. Okay, it doesn't have to be shelled, just walnuts at 20 grams. Remember, just pay attention to the weight of the foods. And then almond milk, unsweetened, it is 8 ounces. Okay. Now, the next thing that we're going to do here is we are going to start picking some solid meals that have different kinds of protein. That would be animal protein, or it would be seafood. You like all that stuff. So let's go ahead and get our iron up here and put in a steak. Okay, so we know you like steak. And the kind of steak, I mean, really, it is truly up to you. You got sirloin. You got literally every kind of steak you could possibly think of. We're going to go with flank. Yep, it has 10% of iron and only 4 ounces of meat. But we do need to drive that off. So we're going to go for like 7 ounces of beef there. Boom, you just hit your protein goal. I bet you freaking did. But we don't have a protein goal listed, so hold up. Let me go into the goals, and I'm going to change things up a little bit. That just kind of gives us some bearings. Okay. Now let's continue to create. So with this steak, I want to have some kind of potato. We're going to choose sweet potato. since that was the first one that you said you liked, I'm going to guess that we could easily do this one. So sweet potato, let's pick this one. Yup, it lists the potassium. And 1 gram, we're going to turn that to 300 grams. It's a decent sized potato. You see the potassium is literally loaded, 1,000 milligrams. We need up to 3,500 to 4,700 milligrams of potassium. Okay, and let's then also put a vegetable with this, a different vegetable though. So we could easily do a salad here. We could do yeah, because you have broccoli, cauliflower, you got a whole bunch of stuff listed. You got cucumber. So I mean, truly, we could just do a salad. So let's do a spinach salad. Okay, big one, just like how I like it. And then we're going to put in all the stuff. So we got the cucumber, organic. Let's see here. Choose the one at the top. And yes, it does list the stuff. So we'll put in 100 there, no problem. 100 grams. And then we will have some carrots. Let's do it. Actually, we'll have that up top next to the fortigen. Let's do cherry tomatoes though. All right, cherry tomatoes raw. Okay, it has all of the stuff. 1 gram, boom. Let's make this 100 again. What else do you have? Okay, carrots, sweet peppers. Okay, so let's do some sweet peppers. Can we do the top here? It does not list potassium, so I guess not. Let me see. Homemade. Okay, I like that. Gram wise, 100. Boom. Okay. And then if we wanted another complex carbohydrate in here, we absolutely could do it. But we're not. We're going to keep that at nearly 700 calories. We're going to go back up to the fortigen, and we're going to put in this baby carrots. Because these baby carrots, they're easy to carry around. List all the stuff. Let's make it... do this in ounces, I guess. I don't really want to do it in ounces, but we'll do it in ounces. We'll put 200. What? 200. Okay, no. Let's do 5. Let's do 6. Let me see how our potassium's doing here. Yeah. Let's do 6. We'll start with that. And then let's also put in some of the nuts that you like. So we could do walnuts, peanuts, we could do pecans, we could do any of all of those things. I'm gonna put in almonds because almonds is higher in calcium, but again, you could switch this out for any of the nuts that you like. Okay, list the potassium and the calcium. Those are the most important to me. So I'll say yes to this one. And we'll put in your hand like, let me see. Can I do 30 grams? Hey, yes, I can. So that will regulate your blood sugar so it doesn't fall and that you don't get so many headaches. And remember, and again, if you do, then that would mean that you need more magnesium. If it's during the day, citrate. If it's during the night, glycinate. Okay. And that's a pretty daggum good solid plan right there. But let's just check and see how we're doing. So I'm going to click the nutrition button and go to the day that we've created. We're literally 1 gram away from protein. Boom. Net carbs is only 120. That's completely fine. Even if we surpass 100, completely fine. You'll burn that off easily. The fiber is 36. Okay. The fat is 36. Okay, the sugar is only 54. Slam dunk. The potassium is really, really high. Again, we want to stay between 3,500 and 4,700. Slightly above is okay, but greatly above, not so much. So let's lower a couple of things here. I'm going to lower. Bring this down to 60, yeah? Okay, I'm getting mega close just with that change. Because potassium is, really, spinach is loaded with potassium, loaded. Sweet potato, we'll make this 200. Okay. All right, now we should be okay potassium as we are. So again, 3,500 to 4,700. We're at 45.18, so that works perfectly. But I want to boost our protein just a smidge. So we're going to, with the fortidin, as soon as you had that with the baby carrots and the almonds, it's only 200 calories. It's literally nothing. So what we'll do is we're going to do some StarCast. All right. Okay, you like ranch, huh? All right. Let's take a look. Okay. So serving size, I'm going to make this 1 ounce so you can manipulate it to the actual size it should be. So we don't need much protein, really. So honestly, 1 ounce would be completely fine. But if you would like 2 ounces, we can do that. No problem. Boom. Your protein goal is met. So now this plan is absolutely perfect, okay? And if you would still be hungry, you can see at the top remaining there that you have 150 calories that you can add whatever it is you want, as long as you do not surpass 150 calories. Now, just as a quick reminder here, for the baby carrots, you can switch that out for a different vegetable as long as it is 6 ounces. For the almonds, you can switch that out for some of your other favorite nuts as long as it is 30 grams and close to around 138 calories. The StarKist tuna, you can switch that out for, let's just say, string cheese, right? As long as that string cheese is around 54 calories. Or it doesn't surpass, or like adding any of this stuff doesn't surpass your calories remaining. That's another way to look at it. For the banana, kind of keep that left alone, and the spinach left alone. But for the strawberries, you can switch that out for a different kind of berry, like raspberries, blueberries, even mango or pineapple, which are some of your other choices. For the shelled walnuts, you can switch that out for nut butter, because remember, shelled walnuts, they blend down really easily. So you can either have the walled nuts, you can have pecans, you could have chia seeds, you could even have avocado. Even if you wanted to, you could do a peanut butter or almond butter in place of the walnuts there, okay? And then the almond milk, you can switch that out for a cashew milk or a macadamia nut milk or some kind of milk like that that is unsweet that puts you around 30 calories. When it comes to the steak, you can switch that out for turkey. You could switch that out for salmon. You could switch that out for chicken. You could switch that out for another fortigen or whey protein powder. You could switch that out for wild caught shrimp or crab legs. You can switch it out for any of those. For the sweet potato, you can switch the sweet potato out for a russet or a red or any potato that you do like, okay? And leave the spinach alone. That is your base. But for the cucumber, the cherry tomatoes, or the sweet peppers, you can either add more to these or you can add more of these, the cucumber, the tomatoes, the sweet peppers, or you can just simply add more vegetables to this day. It really doesn't matter what you do as long as you don't surpass that 150 calories remaining. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions.